Hello everyone, this is the market update video for Saturday, August 18th. We will not be at the Rocky Mount Farmers Market. If you'd like to come check us out, I believe we're going to go to the Moneta Farmers Market, which is near Duck Inn and Lake Inn. I believe there's a road between there to where people set up tents and tables. We're going to go check it out and see what that's all about. So what we're possibly going to bring down there, unfortunately, will not be lettuce. I will explain that here in a little bit if you'd like to hang on for it. We'll be bringing some beets. I'm not exactly sure where we're going to be pulling the beets from. Some of those there possibly. We will have some radish down there as well. We have some here that are ready to rock and roll. Excuse me, I'm stepping through lettuce that we planted. I'll get to that as well. So we'll have some radish. The main reason for going is obviously to get rid of the radish. It's because it needs to be pulled. And we also might take some tomatoes. Ooh, let me step back a little bit too close there. They're coming along quite nicely. They're starting to grow out of control and wild like they usually do this time of year. So we plan to bring some of those. We might bring some green tomatoes. We will have some ripe ones. We might have some more green tomatoes. So if you're looking for some green tomatoes, it might be a good idea to come on down to Moneta. Alright. Moneta, the way the time works on that, I wish I said this earlier, it goes from 9 a.m. until 1 p.m. I think we'll probably be there from 9 a.m. until 11:30, maybe 12. We're not going to stay too awful long. We're going to try and take advantage of the off day from Rocky Mount Farmers Market to the best of our ability. Alright, now to what's growing. As you remember last time I did not get to that portion of the video. So I do need to take you around and show you what's going on. Some interesting stuff's been happening. We'll start off with the lettuce like I was talking about as far as what's happening with it. I believe we've been cutting it a little bit too much. We're going to try and, this week we're going to give it a rest. We're just going to harvest what we need for ourselves. And I think we're going to go into a rotation of harvesting half of a bed and leaving half to grow for the next week, and so on and so forth, and all these beds that we have of lettuces growing. We're way past the solstice. Things are starting to slow down, which is nice. It's nice. It's been rocking and rolling there for a little bit, so it's kind of nice to have it slow down a little bit. So some of this we've only got a first cut off of, and it turned a little bit bitter. We've got second cut on a lot of this stuff out here now. Just going to let it kind of take it easy for a little bit. And I'm actually walking directly on some of the stuff we seeded. So right through here you can probably see the rows that are out here. We planted a whole bunch of lettuce through here, right in this entire area through here. So that should be coming up here soon. We did direct seeding on it, so we're going to give that a shot. And speaking of which, direct seeding, we also direct seeded some carrots here as well. It stinks I can't get super close, the way the walkways are working out. But we have direct seeded about 7 rows of carrots through here. We're hoping to make these into overwintered carrots. That way they will be nice and sweet. I don't know if we're ever going to be able to bring those to market or not, but hopefully if nothing else happens, we'll be able to enjoy those in our salads this winter. As you can see right through here, we transplanted quite a bit more lettuce. It'll probably, at my trademark, a couple more weeks. But it shouldn't be too much awful longer on these. They're really starting to develop roots, as you can, because they haven't really grown a whole lot. We're starting to get a little bit more leaf on them as well. So we have that planted, ready to rock and roll, and also about where I'm standing. I'm probably standing on some plants right now, but that's just the way it goes with the tight garden situation. We've also been doing radish successions through here. We're planting 2 rows each week, basically. So we've planted 2 rows generally through here. Weekend before, this past weekend, we planted 2 rows here. We're going to go through, harvest this, plant 2 rows, and try and keep that succession going. It's not going to work out perfect, but we're giving it a shot. Now, as far as what's growing, we planted some Roma 2 green beans right over here. It's probably been about 3 weeks ago now, roughly. Planted those, and they're coming along quite nicely with the heat that we have. Putting the camera down on the ground here so you can see. They're coming along nicely. It doesn't look like there's any blooms yet, but probably within the next week we'll start to see some blooms on these. We're hoping to be able to can these for ourselves. We really enjoy the green beans, and there seems to be some sort of a green beans shortage this year. which is interesting. I guess it has to do with the way that the heat hit early in the blooms, is what I'm hearing from some other sources. We just planted 2 rows of green beans where the cucumbers used to be, and as you can see, they are starting to come up already, which is really awesome. So hopefully we'll have enough for canning. That'll be a major aspect. Let's see here, the tomatoes I was talking about, like I said, they're really starting to come on with it quite a bit. I don't know if the best place to show you some of this stuff. As you can see, kind of zooming around there, there's quite a few tomatoes in there growing. Quite a few green tomatoes. I spotted this earlier before I recorded the video. Got some pretty good sized tomatoes right there. Put my hand in the frame. Pretty good sized tomatoes, no suckering, nothing of that nature, just going at it. There's one thing you might notice is different as well, is all the squash and zucchini are going. We went ahead and got rid of those. They weren't looking too pretty. Got them out of the way. The chickens have been enjoying them. Unfortunately, whenever we put up all this zucchini, it was just too much to take up there to the chicken coop, so they didn't get to enjoy those. But they're in the compost pile, so maybe one of these days we'll be able to use them again. Watermelons are coming along nicely as well. There's a pretty good size one there. Let's see if we can zoom into it. Yeah, pretty nice size. The largest one I showed you in a previous video, I have to guess it was probably about 30 pounds worth, so it's been doing pretty good on that. So yeah, anyway, that's about it, I guess, with the garden and the state of it as of right now. We're still learning about lettuce, trying to get that all figured out. We've been cutting it too early, getting too anxious about eating it, and also sharing it with others. So we're going to take a little bit of a break on it. We have more coming up. Hopefully we'll be able to get this figured out for the fall. Just doing some more testing. Don't want to get too knee deep into it before next year. Thankfully the garden's rather small, so that's kind of a safety factor. We can kind of do some more testing this year before we ruin a whole pile of crops. And what I mean by that is I'm curious about letting them grow taller than usual after they've been cut a few times. I'm hoping they don't bolt out the seed, but they possibly could. So anyway, I think that's about all we really had to say about the garden update as of this moment. So once again, come check us out at the Moneta Farmers Market. We'll be there at 9 o'clock until maybe 11, maybe 12. Just really let's go check it out and meet some new people down there as well. So if you feel like coming out and having a chat and seeing what the Moneta Farmers Market's all about, then come on down. Y'all have a wonderful one, and we'll see you there.